It's Links FM 102.2, and now it's time to hear my chat with James Dean Bradfield from the Manic Street Preachers. They're back with a new single called Show Me the Wonder, which we'll hear in a couple of minutes' time. Started off by talking about the fact that it's been a couple of years since the last album, so is it good to be back?
It is, yes. When you kind of put a new record out, there's always a healthy dose of fear. I think there's something wrong if you don't have that little bit of nervous tension floating around. But it's good to be back, amongst all the young things, definitely.
Rewind the Film is the new album, almost electric guitar free. Would you describe it as acoustic? Would that be the right word?
I think it's it's got brushstrokes of a gentle acoustic nature across the album, definitely. We haven't gone Campfire, we haven't gone Sally Army or anything like that. We're not banging tambourines and stuff. But the band is still, fully in play in a lot of the tracks. It's just the main difference is that my electric guitar isn't there because the lyrics that were being delivered off Nicky were so much more introspective and gentle and dealing with kind of a lot of issues of being older in a rock and roll band and having a slight sense of mortality, I suppose. And my electric guitar would have just not been suited to these songs and these lyrics. And it's there's a lot of brass influence on there, a lot of early Sam Cooke influence and early Dexy Midnight Runners kind of influence on there. So I'd call it a kind of gently brushed acoustic, kind of like soul album.
Okay. Well, as you mentioned there, it kind of explores the treacherous territory, it says here, of middle age. Do you think it's a treacherous time?
There is a lyric on the album, how I hate, was it kind of like a caught in between, how I hate middle age, caught in between acceptance and rage. And I think, perhaps what might be a foreseeable problem as you get older and being a rock and roll band, is that you still kind of remain the same person inside, but you feel the need to express things in a different way, because that kind of bulletproof nature of youth, that kind of sense of being indestructible when you're young, doesn't exist with you when you're 44, and that kind of nihilism doesn't work. It's a bit comedic if a kind of 44-year-old Welsh rockers kind of walk around the stage pretending to be 20, which I'm not. So you have this reservoir of still the same kind of principles and the same kind of beliefs inside you, but you feel a need to express them in different ways, and you start looking outside of your usual themes to put in songs. They just crop up naturally. It's just what happens, and you've got to listen to that tendency in yourself. You can't pretend to be something that you're not.
You recorded enough material for 2 albums, so we'll get the next album in the spring of next year. How is that going to be different?
It's completely different. It's just kind of almost self-destructive what we've done, really. When we started working on this record, nearly 2 years ago, we quickly started trying to do running lists when we were 6 months into the project, as they say, and a lot of the songs just didn't go together. It didn't hang together, it didn't knit. And we just quickly realized that we'd made 2 separate albums in some kind of messed up subconscious schizophrenia that runs through this band. We'd gone on this really complicated journey of making 2 separate records, and the other record is very much more experimental. It's very much more spiky and very much more mainland European obsessed and influenced.
Okay, well, the new single, Show Me the Wonder, has, I would say, a bit of an Elvis Costello sound to it.
That's cool. I mean, it's a bit of a looking glass, this song. Some people have said a bit of early Dexys in there. Some people have said kind of a bit of Suspicious Minds in there, or I Can't Help Believing kind of thing. And now you said Elvis Costello, which is strange because I was listening to Oliver's Army the other day, and I was trying to imagine the first time that they played that to their record company in the studio. Yeah. The first notes of Oliver's Army, they must have thought, "Oh my God, this guy's delivered delivered gold dust to us." The very first notes, he just screams a genius hit record. So I'll take that.